Over the last couple of days, I've gotten a couple of questions about Onpassive. It deals with the compensation program. And I've gotten the question from half a dozen people. And we know that if that many people are asking the question, we know there are probably 100 other people out there that have the same questions. And they're really, really good questions. And it's important that you understand these questions and how to answer them, because we get it from a lot of people coming in to our group, into Onpassive, and coming in and actually joining. So let me run over and read the questions to you, and then I'll answer them. Here's how it went. Hi, the question I'm getting from the people that I have and am introducing to Onpassive is, where does the money and the profits come from? Good question. Should all payouts come from the customers using the products? Another good question. How is it possible that the customers would pay so much in monthly fees to accumulate so much profit to share between so many people? And then the last one is there an example, a chart of some kind to be able to describe the different scenarios, different situations? The first one, where does the money and the profits come from? As we look at Onpassive, and Onpassive is a IT company and a informational technology company, and they're coming out with an automated marketing platform that has all the tools in there that we will market with. And as we come into Onpassive, all of us, doesn't matter if you're going to be an independent reseller of the IT products, doesn't matter if you're going to be a customer. We all come into Onpassive, every single one of us, as a customer. And let me run over to the compensation chart just very, very quickly, and kind of go over that very quickly. As we come in, we all come in as customers, and we have to pick a membership level. And the membership levels are 25, 125, 250, and 500. In each membership level, there is a product package, and we will get that package. So as we come in, you'll pick a membership level and get that product package. Now, obviously, the independent resellers of the IT products, those that are going to participate in the program, will pick a level that they can afford, that we can afford, whether it's a 25, 125, 250, or 500. The customer will come in and pick a membership level based on the products they want. And obviously, Onpassive will show us those products as they unroll. I do not know what products are in each membership level yet, but that is coming. So we will all come into Onpassive as a customer, and then from there will be a monthly fee for the membership level that you're in, the product package that you're using. So we are all considered customers, and we will have and pay a monthly fee every single month. So that's how the money and the profits are coming in. We are all coming into Onpassive as customers, picking a membership level with a product package, and we are paying for those products. That's how the money will come into Onpassive. That's how the profits will be in Onpassive, and that's how we will be paid. Now, the next one, should all payouts come from the customer using the products? Yes, that's 100% correct. But remember, we are all customers. As we come into Onpassive, everybody, even the independent resellers of IT products, are customers. The only difference between the customer and the independent reseller of the IT products is that we will actually be participating with Onpassive and being paid by Onpassive. Now, the customers can come in, and we will show them how the cost of their products will go down. They can click a button. They will actually be placed in the matrix, and then the cost of their products will come down because they're actually in the matrix and their team is growing. Even though they don't know this, they don't want to know this, all they want to do is use the products and obviously pay as little for those products as they can. But that's how the cost of the products will go down. And again, customer is king, and Onpassive treats their customers so well because of the way they're structured, because of the cost of the products as time goes by comes down, and eventually that cost will be zero. We will never lose a customer. This is how the money comes into Onpassive. This is how the profits come into Onpassive. And the compensation program that Onpassive has decided to pay us with, it's absolutely ingenious. And I'll get into the money part of it a little bit more, but let's go to this question right here. How is it possible that the customer would pay so much in monthly fees to accumulate so much profit to share between so many people? And again, let's run over to the compensation program very, very quickly. As the customer comes in, because of the way Onpassive is structured, number one, the products are superior. These products that our customers are going to be using are going to be better than anything else online today. And as they come in and pick a product line, a product that they want to use, they could come in at the $25 level, and perhaps there's a webinar service in there like a Zoom where you can come in and talk to people throughout the world on the Zoom or on the Skype. Very, very simple product, but people will come in and want to use that and pay the $25. Now, there will be additional products in there that we know they use that will be an addition to the Zoom or the Skype, whatever else is in there. And when these customers come in and start using the product, they're going to love the product. The product is price point lower than the competition online right now. So the customers are not going to be paying a great deal for the products that they're using. And if you come over here and let's say a customer comes in at the fourth membership level, and obviously we know because we're in Onpassive that you're paying for all of these, so you're getting all the products out of Onpassive, and that's $900. And I can understand how people think, well, that's a lot of money to pay for all these products. But it really isn't. I've been online for a dozen years. I've used the majority of these products, and I can tell you, when you add them all together from the different vendors you have to get these products from, the cost of all the products you use to market online can be way, way more than $900. It can be $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, $1,600 a month. So Onpassive is looking at all of these, and I can tell you, as customers come in and start using these products, chances are they've used these products in the past, but they're coming into Onpassive because all these products are under one umbrella, and these products are less expensive than they are paying right now. So when the question comes out, how is it possible that a customer would pay so much in monthly fees? Number one, they're not paying so much in monthly fees if you compare it to what they have been paying with all the different vendors and all the products they have to go out and bring into their toolbox to market online. And remember, all this is under one umbrella. And the accumulations of the profits to be shared between so many people, because of the way Onpassive is structured, it is really, really ingenious. And again, I'll get into the money part of it here in just a sec. Let's answer this bottom question just very, very quickly before I get into the money. Is there an example, a chart of some kind to be able to describe the different scenarios? And the answer to that is no. And I want to tell you why. The compensation program with Onpassive, number one, it is a patented compensation program. Onpassive could have picked any way to pay us they wanted to because they are a company, an IT company that pay us as resellers. The way they've chosen to pay us is a proprietary compensation package. This thing has been developed for Onpassive, and it is patent. No one else can use it. It is an extremely complicated compensation program. There will be thousands of scenarios that will occur in Onpassive, and this compensation program had to accommodate for all of those different scenarios. Ash and his team have just done a brilliant job with this compensation program. Number one, because of the amount of money we can make. Number two, because it is totally sustainable. The company is making enough money not only to pay us, but to keep them in business in a very, very big way. And I'm going to show you that. But the compensation program, you do not have to worry about the money. There's so much money coming in. Onpassive has no problem whatsoever paying us. So that takes me to the compensation program. And again, I'm not going to go over the full compensation program, but I do want to show you the magnitude of what Onpassive has done, even though I can't get into the whole compensation program and how it works. It's just so complicated, it would be impossible for me to do that. Plus, I'm not a mathematician. I know simple math. I can see the numbers. I understand what they're doing with the compensation program. But to put all the different variables together, it's months and months of study just to figure out what they've done. That's how ingenious this thing is. So what I want you to do is focus on one matrix. And I'm going to go over my matrix. If this were my matrix, how would this work? And as you look at Onpassive and you look at the compensation program, when you're looking at it, look at it in terms of your matrix. What are you going to make and how are you going to make it? If this were my matrix and I had built this thing out in a year, which is what we plan to do, Marty, Dan, and I. Marty, Dan are my partners. I'm Mike Ellis. We plan to build this matrix out in 1 year. So if this were my matrix and I built this out, and we know that Onpassive forces us to be successful. What does that mean? They force us to make money. And what they're going to do is they're going to force you to go from the 25 level to the 125 to the 250 to the 500. That's a total of $900 a month. And as we look at this matrix, if it were filled, the amount of money that this matrix will bring in monthly. And this is to show you the magnitude of what Onpassive has done. The amount of money in one matrix that it brings in is $79 million. Actually, it's a little bit more than that, but I rounded it off to 79 million. And if you look at this matrix, you can see that when I build this thing out, I will make, with all 10 levels, I will make $2,032,614 a month. That's a lot of money. And the question people have is, how can they pay so much out? And the answer to that is because they're bringing in $79 million with this one matrix. Now, I know that there are other people in this matrix getting paid. And if we look at any one scenario, the amount of money they pay out for level 1 in my matrix is about 4%. In the second level, it's about 8%. In the third level, it's about 4%. These first three levels, they pay out a little bit more, and I believe the reason they do that is they want to get everybody to that $900 level so that they can pay all membership levels, and the third level will do that. This is an accumulation of everything, 1701. But the amount of money that they're paying out for the total amount they're bringing in, it's a small amount of that money. It averages out to about 2.5% that they're paying out of the money that they're bringing in. But when you pay out a little bit of money to a lot of people over a 3x10 force matrix, 10 levels deep, the numbers get astronomical. And why I'm telling you this is to show you that Onpassive has designed this in a way so that it's sustainable for us, and the company has enough money to pay everybody, and way more than that. And as you look at this this matrix, where you're going to be in the matrix. You might be on someone's first, second, third, or fourth level. You might be on the fourth level and one of these 81 people. And as you look at your matrix within the overall matrix of the either our matrix or the company matrix, look at your matrix as if it's you're starting right there, and look at the total matrix and how your matrix is developing. Now we're going to be able to see that as Onpassive launches to the world. Each one of us will have a matrix. We'll be able to see our own matrix. Excuse me, guys. And it will be a matrix within the company matrix. We're all in the company matrix. And when you look at Onpassive, let's say they bring in, let's say 70,000 people come into Onpassive and are going to participate in Onpassive. Within the matrix of Onpassive, there will be 70,000 individual matrices in that overall company matrix. That's how complicated this thing is. And it's really, really difficult to go over all the different scenarios because there are thousands. Now, I can tell you, based on what I've looked, how I've studied the matrix, there is so much money in here that regardless how many individuals are in Onpassive, it does not matter. This system they've put together is so sustainable, and it will be sustained for the long haul. It will have great longevity. So all of us will have the opportunity to develop a residual income, a walkaway income. This is residual income for life. This is a monthly residual income. Regardless of what level you are on or how much you're making, that becomes a monthly residual income. Now, as we look at this compensation program and we're talking about it, obviously this is for illustrative purposes. Onpassive, myself, Marty, and Dan, we don't guarantee anything. But this is showing you the amount of money that you can make once your matrix starts to develop and grow. Now, the last question I want to answer is, how are our matrices going to grow to that size? Because this total matrix is a little over 88,000 individuals. And most people, when they hear that, they get a little concerned because they're going, that's not something I can do. I can't bring in 88,000 people. And this is another thing that Onpassive has done with their structure. It is why they are so ingenious with this compensation program. Again, you come in once, it's self-funding, you're going to pay once, you'll never have to pay again. They're going to force you to be successful. They're going to force you to make money. They are going to drive traffic for you. And this is a really, really big deal. Onpassive is going to help you build your team. And when you think about the figure 88,000, it's really, really difficult for one individual to do that. That's why Onpassive is going to drive traffic. That is why Onpassive is going to help all of us build our teams. And that's how you're going to get from point A to point B. If Onpassive did not drive traffic for us, it would be very, very difficult. And as you look at the compensation program one more time, understand, number one, there are no qualifications. If anybody lands in your group, you get paid for that individual. It doesn't matter where they come from. It doesn't matter if they come from the company Onpassive. It doesn't matter if it comes from Marty, Dan, and I. If you're down here in your third level and we fill this matrix in a year, the people that fall under you in level from level 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way down to 10, when they land under you, you get paid for that. So there are going to be a lot of different ways that your team is going to be growing. A lot of these different ways, you're not even going to know how the individuals got there, but they're going to come from overflow, either from the people above you, from Marty, Dan, and I with our building and the people on our team building, or they're going to come from Onpassive. They're going to be coming in from multiple different sources coming into your team. And once they're on your team, you get paid for them. So as you look at this overall matrix, look at your own team. There will be a lot of overflow. There will be a lot of mix, different people in different matrices. It's just the way the system works. Don't worry about that. Onpassive has taken all of that into account. And really, if you wanted to develop this this compensation program, number one, you need a really, really good programmer. You probably need a mathematician, and you need a really, really good computer. Ash and his team has all of those things, and the way they've developed this is truly ingenious. Although they pay just a little bit to each member on each level, the compounding of the way they've structured Onpassive, the numbers get extremely big very, very quickly. And as you can see, when I fill this matrix, my matrix, at the end of 1 month, I will make over $2 million a month, but Onpassive will be bringing in $79 million for the whole matrix to take care of the compensation program that they've developed. So some really, really cool and interesting things with Onpassive and how they've developed the compensation program. As we look at the different questions, the money and the profit, I hope that's a good enough explanation of where the money's coming from, where the profit's coming from. We are all customers as we come into Onpassive. The accumulation of profits, it is there. It's the way it's been structured. It's the way this proprietary compensation program has been made for Onpassive to pay us as independent resellers of IT products, and the different scenarios and situations that are going to be coming up. Believe me, Onpassive has thought about all of these things as they develop the compensation program. It is all there. So little longer video today, but I thought the questions were important to answer. Hopefully this does it for you. And obviously, if there are any other questions, yeah, I'll answer them if I can. But the compensation program, very, very complicated. When you look at the matrix, look at it as if it's one matrix, your matrix. Follow it that way. Don't try and figure out all the other different scenarios because they are massive. So I hope this helps, guys. I hope it takes care of some of these questions. And from there, yeah, we'll absolutely see you on the inside. Take care. Bye.